My name is Mr. Hall, and I am the director of the musical and the advisor for the drama club. I make the decision on what show we'll be doing. I handle the casting and do all of the creative design behind the show, which means anything from approving the costumes to designing the set to designing the lighting and sound, and give that to various people who are in charge of their jobs sort of underneath me. But for the musical, I handle everything on the technical side, on the production side, and handle the acting, but the vocals and the dance have people over that. But again, I'm sort of the overseer of the whole shebang. Currently, for the 2018 season, we are doing Damn Yankees. At this point in the production, right now, I feel really good about it. Everybody is in place. Everybody seems to have a very positive attitude, and we're moving forward.
Well, today we have rehearsal for Shoeless Joe and 6 months out of every year. So those are like the dance numbers we're doing right now.
I'd say dancing is probably what we have the most done. Blocking wise, we have most of the scenes blocked. There's still something we have to work on. And I think I don't know, music wise, I would say we're probably close all around basically. Everything's at the same point. So
every practice I do try to do my best, but obviously it's like when you're not doing the show in like a full run, it's kind of hard to really be into it. So it's like each time I try to get more and more precise with my movements, but yeah.
You know, music rehearsal, I don't sing that well, but I'm working on it, but it's a struggle, but it's gonna come together, I hope.
Right now, we're mainly working on Shoeless Joe in dance and trying to iron that out as featured dancers. She just kind of teaches us all the choreography, and then we kind of push it onto the other ball players.
This whole part, right? So we're all gonna move back and in for 4 counts.
The process of creating choreography for the musical is very different for me in terms of how I make choreography for my class or for my own professional work or for even the dance team. Part of what I strive to do as a choreographer is always make sure that my choreography is a reflection of me. Sometimes I'll have something planned that I want to create and want to set on the kids, but then maybe something shifts, or maybe I see a student do a movement that they don't even realize looks really great, so I may kind of adapt it to add that movement in. Sometimes just something isn't working and we just have to kind of rework and play with the material. So there is a process of playing around and experimenting with what really is going to look best.
I basically help things run smoothly backstage, make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. I help Sudfield out when she can't be backstage, and basically keep everyone in control, and I make sure they're where they're supposed to be.
I am Joe. I am the sound mixer for the show. I am in charge of all things sound related, as well as sound effects. Well, during the show I have to make sure the mics are even with each other, and during a musical I make sure to mixes well with the music.
Damn Yankees!
So right now we're just putting the whole show together, incorporating the acting scenes as well as the dance and musical numbers.
Mm-hmm. And we're really perfecting the acting because we haven't gotten a lot of time to work on that yet.
I'd say the blocking is pretty far along. The dance is usually where it typically is, and music's a little bit further than we're used to, but we also are doing it in a slightly different format.
At this point, I would rate it at about a 6 or a 7 out of 10 because we're halfway through rehearsals, so everybody's still learning their parts. But as the rehearsals get closer to the show, I definitely feel like it'll be a 10 out of 10 or better.
Personally, I feel like I've made a bit of progress since we've started the show. My dancing has certainly improved, although it couldn't have gotten worse. And songs and acting coming along well. However, there's still a lot of work that I have to do, especially interacting with some of the other people during the larger parts of the show. So some setbacks that I've experienced in the show, essentially it's just putting everything together after we have all the separate components. Because you can learn a song or a dance maybe in one day, but trying to do both together with an entire ensemble, it can get very challenging, and we've had some long rehearsals attempting to sort that out.
It might be a lot of work to fit a new role. So every new role is a new part, and you have to come at it in a different way. And for me, I kind of struggled to find what was right for Joe Hardy, but at this point, I think I figured it out.
Well, in Piscataway High School, Mr. Hall and Ms. Suttonfield give us a experience that is similar to community theater to prepare us for when we want to do theater outside of high school.
Yeah, and I feel like it's helped me because I always get nervous presenting projects, but now I'm just kind of I don't care. I could speak in front of a whole audience. I could speak in front of 20 kids in a classroom.
Mr. Hall, he makes it fun, but he also doesn't direct, if that makes sense. He says 90% or 80% of directing is casting, and he really means that. He doesn't tell us you have to do this, do that, do that. He tells us where we should go, and he wants us to do the movements, do what we want to do. So he's a very open director who lets the actors and the students decide what they should do. And he's obviously there if we have any questions, and ultimately he gets the final say, but other than that, it's mostly up to the students to decide what they want to do on stage.
Yeah, he gives us a lot of freedom, and especially with character choices, it's hard sometimes because he's I'm not going to tell you guys what to do or how to speak, you have to do it yourself. So it's kind of annoying, but then at the end of the day, I know it only helps us.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be out that way. If you feel yourself, there's a lot of times you're allowing yourself to be upstage too. All right? An actor will step right in front of you, and then you stay there. If somebody stepped in front of me, I'd be like, my mom can't see me.
Well, it's Tech Week, and we are just running through the show and adding all the last-minute elements.
Well, I'm really excited of how the show's progressed. They built the set and they're painting it, and it's exciting to see the show coming together, and all the dances are finished, and really all we have to do now is polish it, and I think it'll be a pretty good show.
1, 2, 3, It's
gone by really quick. Create everything. I feel like we have everything there already. It's just you just have to master getting off the book. After that, we're set. I'm really nervous. Feels like my boots shaking me. For starters, if you're a shy person, theater will get you out there. Theater will make you from shy to being so social. You'll go from not talking to anybody to being so thrilled and happy to be around other people. You'll be joyful. You'll be ready.
James is inspiration because he really I could just tell he cares about it so much. So knowing that I'm with a bunch of people who want to have a good show and really care about what they're doing, it just makes me care that extra little bit.
Shucks, now I'm gonna cry.
In our school, I definitely look up to Danny Nugent and Sophia Cercilio because they're always they always have a very positive attitude towards rehearsals. So even if we get yelled at for not doing something right, or everybody is kind of tired, they'll always be there as a pick-me-up to the whole group. My favorite part about being the theater kid is making a family in your group because you meet so many new people and you make such a good connection with them over the course of the show.
It's a cliche, but having an actual second family, because you spend so much time with them, you dance, sing, act, and honestly just have a good time together. It honestly feels like they're a family, and that's just a great environment to be around. And they're always supportive, and no matter what drama, you can always just leave it behind and just go to rehearsal and have a good time.
I mean, I had that sense of family with the people I did shows with, who I really got close with. A lot of them are still my friends. They're all directors now and whatnot. They kind of work on stuff.
Oh, these kids are fun. They're so vibrant, they're always happy and stuff like that. They always bring positive energy, and that's what I want to be around with, so I enjoy them. Especially when they all goofball. Oh man, Steven, goofball.
I'm running 8 hours of sleep over the past 3 days. I'm feeling great about the show being tomorrow. I feel great. I think we're gonna do great. It's looking awesome.
I'm excited and I'm ready to just put it on.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be so great.
I'm pretty excited. I think we have a good show. I think people are gonna like it.
I feel very screamed, but I think we're gonna pull it off.
It feels unreal. I feel like I shouldn't be here. I'm nervous, but I think we're in a good place. It'll be good.
It's been, 2 months, and started from dancing, for me personally, dancing horribly. People always assume I'm a dancer for some reason. Then going to being, hey, I can dance a little bit. This is cool. And it makes me really happy that everybody's doing so well. And it's like really encouraging.
Performance-wise, I still feel nervous. I feel like I'm not giving it all, giving it my all, which I'm trying to do. So each night, every night, I'm gonna try to give even more and more and more. If it means I have to go 200, 300, 400, 500%, it doesn't matter.
I think I'm good. I do feel like there could be improvement, and I'm just gonna keep on going hard until the last show.
I think I'm capable of a lot more, and I'm gonna try and really put it out there tonight. So.
I feel like for the seniors, it's really cool that this is their last show, and they're gonna leave off of this, this memory. And I think that's it hurts, but it's honestly super cool.
Thankfully, since we're so tight, people are picking me up and they're helping me out with stuff that I don't understand. But I'm working at it, and I'm trying to make it to where I don't have to rely on them as much. So that's personally where I am right now, but I want to get better.
I'm kind of sad. I can't wait till it's I want to go on stage and do it, but then I don't want it to end.
I'm stoked. I think it's going to be great. I think the cast needs the energy of an audience now.
I'm really going to miss it. I haven't been here for every single show, but I wish I had because I love this show so much.
I'm proud this is my last show, and it's a double-edged sword.
And I think it's going to be amazing. But on the other hand, it is my last one, and there's going to be a lot of emotions over the next few days.
This is my only first year doing it, so there's some kids that really had some emotional connections to this, but I had a really good time doing this, and I'm gonna miss it. I wish I did it sooner.
You know what? It's cool to say I was in all of them, but I don't want it to end. It's the one thing I'll miss about high school.
Do you?
Do I what?
See any sign of cool air?
You're blind! Look, you're blind! See me sign of what, dear?
Never mind. Wasn't important. When we met in 1938, it was November. When I said that I would be his mate, it was December. I reasoned he would be the greatest husband that a girl had ever found. That's what I reasoned. That's what I reasoned. Then April rolled around.
But here
when the grin should start. You've gotta have hope. Mustn't sit around and mope. Nothing's half as bad as sitting here. Wait till next year and hope. We've got heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start.
I'll even help you boys celebrate. What's the gag? Let's make Joe famous.
Sure, I'm willing. Okay, but like, how do we make him famous?
Who came along and a pop was small?
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo.
Strong in the heart, the mighty O.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo. Lucky are we to be having him.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo.
Just when the future was looking grim.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo.
Came a long,
long way to be with us today. With arms of steel like Hercules. Feet as fleet as Mercury's. He'll fight for us, he'll fight for us.
He'll be a beacon light for us. He's Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo. Go, 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 go.
There's no one on my staff better than you, but this fellow is so stubborn.
Oh, come on, Chief. You know I got what it takes. Don't make me brag. I took the zing out of the king of Siam. I took the starch out of the sails of the Prince of Wales. It's no great art getting the heart of a man on a silver platter. A little brains, a little talent with the emphasis on the ladder.
Lost it in the sun, he said. Just another ball team, that's all.
We was in there today.
Just like Betty told us. All I'm saying is, I hope them so-called bombers enjoy themselves as much as I did tonight.
Hey, you look pretty near like a ball player today.
3 for 5, kid. 3 for 5.
A lot of Joe's fan clubs don't do things that night. I asked him what he wanted. He said all he wanted to do was be in the Hall of Fame.
He was kidding.
Are you sure?
What I aim for, and your heart and soul is what I care for. Lola wants, Lola gets. You'll never win. I'm irresistible, you fool. Give in. You gotta have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. It's the America show. When your luck is getting zero. Get your chin up off the floor. Mister, you can be a hero. Can open any door. Got to do it.
Alright, so tonight is Joe's night. I'm not going to start off with any long speech. We're just going to sit back, relax, and see what some of Joe's fan clubs think of him. First off, we've got the I Love Joe fan club. Yes, that's what it says. And here they are.
Who needs a pill when they do the mumbo? Who needs a pill when they go Who needs a pill when they do the mumbo? I don't know who. Do you? Someone must be sick with the heat or stepping on everyone's feet. But if everyone's feeling okay, why don't they just say ole when the music carries them away?
It was this waitress back in Kansas City. Built for comfort, good but pretty. Yeah. Man, her perfume sure did smell sweet. Got her up to my hotel suite. She killed a pint of gin, more or less. The lights were low, and she slips off her dress.
Shocking.
Oh, can I come with us? Yes, Maxie. After we finish the baking, how about going out on the town with us? Oh, no thanks. Maxie, you might as well face it. Joe was never coming back.
Some man doesn't know what he has till it is no longer. Whatever it is lost. May someday once again be found.